Alright, welcome back to Single Player Party. This week we have the crowdfunding roundup. It's going to be one item from GameFound and the rest are from Kickstarter. There's not too many this week. I'm recording on a Wednesday night, so I'm not capturing the stuff that's going to come out on Thursday. This is the stuff that came out on Tuesday and a little bit of Wednesday, but we're already into the holiday slowdown, so there's not much. There's as of right now, there's only 40 something hours left for Too Many Bones Unbreakable. So that's a big one. If you're catching this the day I put the video out, you still have probably like 24 hours to back that one, which is a pretty huge campaign. I think they're somewhere around $3 million, so that's pretty ridiculous. I'm starting today on GameFound because they don't have that many things up, and for Too Many Bones, this one, and everything else there, I don't really know what your benefit is for backing during the campaign, because almost all of them seem to go into a pledge manager and you're able to get, I think you're able to get, from what I've seen, it looks like you're able to get whatever everybody else is able to get of any tier that wasn't already previously sold out. They might tweak them a little bit. I think there is some savings that can be had during the campaign's run, but you won't know what they are till after. So if you're on the fence about it, you might say, "Oh, I can wait down the line, hold on to my money," and then when it's closer to release time, jump aboard. So this Skyrim thing looks pretty good. Pretty faithful to the game. It's interesting this popped up because, the game's about, well, it's not, it makes sense that it's popping up now considering it's about to hit its 10-year anniversary. It's funny to me personally because I just really started diving into Skyrim myself. And so I have a friend who got me the PC version back in like 2012, 2013. And I did not play it then. I just sat on it. It took me getting it on the Switch, actually, to be able to sit and play it at more convenient times than sitting at my PC. So I really like it. I haven't beaten the game. I think I'm level 27, which is a fair bit of investment into the game. And I think you can go through and beat that, but I'm kind of doing a lot of side missions and DLC content since it was all in one. They have this as the base game, and then they're offering one of the DLCs as like an expansion, Dawnguard. I don't know, because I jumping on the Skyrim video game kind of late. I don't know. I think Dragonborn was the first DLC and then Dawnguard was second, but I could be wrong. It could be Dawnguard was first, then Dragonborn was second, and so they're doing 3 tiers. Just the game, which I don't think is going to net you anything other than maybe getting a copy when they first come out. A lot of these are hitting stores as soon as the games are going out to Kickstarter backers, so I don't know if that's necessarily going to get you anything. The gameplay tiers, what I think will be cool. You get 2 expansions and gameplay unlocks, which might be, some of them might be exclusive to crowdfunding. The deluxe one is like really expensive. It's like $400, and it comes with a mat and metal Skyrim tokens, those are pretty cool, but you have to come over here and see exactly what you'd get. This just launched and it's already doing really well, so I'm actually surprised it's not doing better. But that's a lot of money, and 3,200 backers is a lot. I mean, it's already a lot. I like how the featured tier is the most expensive one, so yeah, and they have it marked as even way higher in price, but it's marked down. But it's in pounds for me. and so that's a lot of conversion money. Very expensive, but it's pretty cool. This quest box reminds me of Seventh Continent, but I mean, seeing all those quest cards really makes you feel like, oh wow, they're taking the best parts of Skyrim and putting them in there. You know, there's like upgrades you're not gonna be able to exploit like you can in Skyrim. I mean, you can actually you can just, if you're playing by yourself, just grab the best stuff and give it to yourself. It's really easy to duplicate items or give yourself the best enchantment. So maybe this is really true to the video game. That's kind of cool. I think this will be like it's definitely something I want, but you know, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to back it for the campaign. But you know, this will be one down the road when I make room in the collection that I definitely at least want to get the base game for to play through it. And I think I've gotten to the point where I've gotten over the FOMO of missing out on extras and goodies and being lured into any campaigns for anything kind of crazy, because as I'm playing through my backlog, I'm noticing, what do I need extra content for if I'm not going to get to a game, or I'm going to, you know, set a game up, play it once, I might sell it, or, you know, I think it's better for me, instead of buying every game that looks good to me and buying everything for it, I play through base games, and then the ones that I really like, I can focus my money on that. I think it'd save money in the long run, find stuff that really matters to me, and then I can, if I find one game I love, I can pay full price or maybe a little extra. But if it's something I know I love and I know I'm going to replay, then the value is definitely there. And I'm not making a strike against all this crowdfunding I'm covering, because whether you're a backer of some of this stuff or not, if you're a backer of it, you probably have the budget for it, and you're either getting in at a low level or you can afford a higher level. And I want to make sure, my goal is to make sure you see it. My secondary goal is to stay informed on what's coming out on all these things. You know, I'm eventually going to launch some more games myself, and it's really cool to see what's out there, what's being innovative, and I think it'll be fun for longtime viewers to maybe see what I'm able to circle back on, and maybe we'll follow some stuff that's delivered. And there are some things backing. It's when I can afford it, or by a publisher that are like Button Shy Games, like his $10 games. You know, those are great. I backed Verdant. I didn't want to miss out on that. It was so affordable for a nice box game. They did the Calico and some really solid games. And I started this off thinking, oh, I'm gonna breeze through this and make this a nice short video based on not having many things on crowdfunding right now. But this is what you get when you watch a full version of one of the full things in my videos. Oh, look at Game Found. We can convert. I love it. Let's do it. All right. That total jumped up a lot. A lot. Okay, so $300 on the money to get the deluxe tier. Okay, it doesn't convert it in the graphics, which is interesting. So, my pledge is nothing to show here, but where are the pledge options? I don't want to see just this. So rewards. Okay, so you just click it in the middle. I do prefer the side, like I prefer this left sidebar on GameFound. It's completely superior to Kickstarter. Kickstarter, I can't believe they're not taking notes and upgrading the system. I think they have two. It's like you can like page down to environmental. And I haven't launched a game in a long time. Maybe it's that you is a creator can set that up and people are not doing it. If that's not, I feel like companies are doing a disservice to not set all this stuff up. I'm guessing it's not there because we're not seeing it. I'm not seeing it week in and week out. I'm not seeing something like this. This is fantastic. Where they're lacking is on the right side. Let's see if this pops up more of them. It probably just bounced me down to right here. Anyways, here's the rewards. So they do order them in the order they want them, which is fine. I prefer the ascending, descending by amount, but that's okay. And the bulk of the people are all in on this, which, you know, it's more than half of the people are all in. Crazy. I'm actually surprised that the number of people going in just for their 10th anniversary base tier is the same as the gameplay tier. Because think about it, you get 2 expansions. Well, I guess if the base game's going to be $100 retail, and each expansion is probably going to be about $50, you know, the prices are dialed in. And if they're shipping, the shipping on these tiers is probably going to be, it's a lot. Do they break it down by, did it not take me straight to shipping? Okay, that difference is not much. At all. Stop it. I'm not doing that. Was it still loading things? I've been on this page for like an hour. Okay. So, I mean, it's only a couple extra bucks, so shipping is not making the difference why people are... You're costing yourself money if you're not getting the gameplay tier. Just for an extra 1.1 pound difference. Very interesting. So this is Skyrim. I'm a Skyrim fan. I know some people are going to be turned off that they actually used in-game assets as the art. That's a valid concern. They had an opportunity to make the game, because they're so big and they have, well, I don't know about Modifius? Man, is that some famous character that I'm mispronouncing? I've never heard of that. This company, maybe they don't have the budget to... I mean, they put it in the minis. The minis are going to be expensive. What if they have to, like, license the assets? But, I mean, if you have a little bit of a budget, especially... Well, maybe not when you're only going to make $1 million on this. It all adds up very fast and can get very expensive. Especially with the number of art assets they're going to need. So... maybe they couldn't afford to bring in illustrators to make it look as beautiful as the game does. These are interesting conversations. So I'm going to go away from this. I'm going to bring it here, and if you clicked on this, the link to this, I'm going to talk for a minute like I'm just starting the video, because I didn't mention at the very beginning that, links are below to take you to all these. I know you used the timestamp to get here, and you would have already saw that the links are right next to everything. So just, again, want to reiterate my purpose of this is to, bring these here, show them, get the links to them, and then chat about them very briefly. So for these, we have Tome of Terror, Transylvanian Storymaster book and card packs. These look really cool. Come and check these out. And they look like they were pretty upfront about it, that you can already go on Amazon and buy these. So that's pretty cool. I went because I saw this Amazon review. I was like, how are you getting Amazon reviews on a Kickstarter? There's a lot of these already on are these available. So you can go ahead and go get one of these, see if you like it, come back within the 22 days and go, hey, I want more of those and I'd like to get it directly from the source and help out the creators, and maybe, you know, they're offering other stuff like add-ons that you can't get through Amazon. And so looks like this one's out. Well, these 5 are out now, and then these 2, which this is the Towers thing. Tome of Terror, Transylvania. Maybe that's one of these 2. So, yeah, I'm not bringing you the exact details because I didn't comb through all of this. I'm still building up to investing time in this. Hopefully building an audience. Building, you know, the more audience I get for this, the more eyes on it, the more likes, the more I'll spend time diving into these and getting you details as soon as you need them. For now, I'm relying on links just to get you something that might pique your interest. Just like an elevator pitch, you've got the splash screen here. You're going to be lured in by the art. Maybe it's a company you already know. This guy, Oliver McNeil, 30 created. He's just going and going. And, you know, I like the Dungeon Degenerates art. I like this kind of art. I think this Drakendeer dungeon is the one I saved on Amazon. So I'm working my way through a couple games right now. I'm looking down at, I've got Legacy of Dragonholt. I'd like to play through that. Then this looks like it might be in that realm. So if I like those types of games, I'm gonna come back and grab one of those, and I'll be buying it on Amazon and not. I won't have time to jump back in on this Kickstarter, but this one looks really cool if you're maybe into pen and paper RPGs and, you know, solo play. Tome of Terror. Digging this. Be Like a Crow is a single player solo RPG, which already had my interest. Like, it's very minimalist, which I thought was really cool. They are doing some good stretch goals to if adding the digital playing card app, like if you have to have the app, I can see that being a turnoff. But if you don't have to have the app and that's just a bonus, that's kind of cool. I mean, apps are not cheap, so I'm guessing this person's probably a coder themselves, which, you know, could happen. But so 17 US gets you the PDF and print copies of Be Like a Crow. So, not bad. This looks like a game that might be good to get digitally. So we got 44 people in on the digital and 34 for the analog, 13 for a badge of honor. Oh, wait, so that's just for $3 more, you get a little enamel pen. That's cool. Oh, and then 15 for a little journal. Playing cards. 50 people for that. All right, they're going in big. And credit in the rule book. That's cool. I think this is the right amount of tiers. Like, it is a lot, but it's got, like, they're not, I don't know who they are. They're not making so much that it's so overwhelming that it's like confusing you. It's like, do you want a pen? Do you want to add this on? It's not, that's really simple. A pen, little enamel pen, not a big deal. The playing cards in the journal, I'm worried about economies of scale for them in that way. But the other way to approach this is to just have the PDF game and then the base game and then do add-ons, which might have given the purchaser more flexibility, and some people like that. But there's nothing truly wrong with this. This one's super cool. I am going to remind me, because at the digital price, it is something I can afford, and it can be cool to print that out later. Be Like a Crow solo this no expansion required for solo play, and no solo game tacked on at the end. Here's our solo RPG. That's super cool. Totems and Taboos. Create your own religion, recruit souls, and smite your enemies. I like the dice and the art. I like the graphic design. It's very catchy. I'm very curious how this plays single player. But I really like the art style on this. It's a pretty game. These X's and squares are giving me Squid Game vibes. I know it's not a triangle, square, and circle, but these three are giving me some serious Squid Game vibes. As in creeping me out. Not that this wasn't made already before Squid Game. These dice tripping me out. But this is pretty cool. So for solo play, it looks like dedicated devices, which is cool. So this one, I think you're gonna like the clean look of this one, or it's maybe not gonna be on your radar. They're almost halfway to their goal. Just launched. This one's gonna fund, no problems. Haven't seen anything yet that would be like a red flag or anything. This one, I'm not gonna try to say that because okay, I will. Anamnesis. So some kind of word like you're your own nemesis. Nemesis. I didn't even pronounce it right, and I'm not gonna. A solo tarot card game. So, what is our investment to get this? $6 for a PDF. Cool. Print plus a PDF. And then a signed PDF. And a minor arcana card. So there's two games on here I think that label themselves as journaling game. So I haven't dived into that yet. I'm gonna have to look into that. I started Legacy of Dragonholt, and I'm gonna play with 2 characters when I start the game, and I'm not doing any journaling for that game, but I'm doing the prompts of like the background, and it gives you just like room for maybe a paragraph or 2. And at first it felt like English class, kind of like an English class task, but I actually ended up liking that. So I think these are like writing prompt related. I feel like I'd have to be in the mood for it, and that could be tedious, or it could feel like homework, but it's really interesting. I mean, I definitely want to play a journaling game before I write them off. So this one seems pretty cool. Low barrier to entry. I'm just gonna save that one for now. This one looks really clean and cool. Looks like it just funded. $23,000 from 400 people. Seems dialed in. Seems right. So this is the Nano 9 Games Railway City Planner and Empire. I have a major issue with this campaign. And the games in general. I think it looks cool. The games could be fine. I don't know. I am going straight to a marketing issue I see, and something that like just plays with our psychology as board game consumers and purchasers. So, you buy a game and it's, like Splendor or I Love Airships. But when you take all the components out and throw away the insert and you've got a stack of items this big in a box that's like that big, you're bummed. But they had to make, there's two reasons they go with those box sizes. One is the manufacturers are already making them, so you get a discount for having a size that's already die cut, and that's considered like a normal size as opposed to something irregular. And two is our psychology of, oh, well, this is a $50 game because it comes in a $50 game box. And we're very conditioned for that, to see the value in what we buy based on the size, which is interesting that Kickstarter kind of has a different psychology. And when we're looking through the images on here about what triggers our brains about value and expectations for prices, because a lot of times you can't tell how big the box is. I've gotten Kickstarters and I'm like, whoa, this box is way smaller than I thought it was. Why was this a $45 game or a $50 game? And that's for other reasons why the price is so high, but you were expecting a box that looked bigger because they didn't put anything up there that would give it any comparison. But when I back a tiny Epic game, I know exactly what size the box is going to be because they're all the same. And that kind of speaks to my point of that game has a very perceived high value because they stuff a lot in each one of those boxes that would normally be like a $15 or $20 box game. They'll charge $25 to $35, but they've already showed us that you're going to get tons and tons and tons of stuff, tons of content, tons of, an epic amount, a tiny epic amount of items inside. So they've established that. Now that's a perfect segue into this. 9 nano games. They say nano for the games, but it's not a nano price. The price on these is not nano. And 9 cards, 9 dice, 9 cubes. It's catchy. I like the gimmick. The art style's great. The graphic design's great. I like this. It's clean. I feel like they're taking you on a journey here. This looks a little cheap compared to this art, I guess. I don't know. But it's $20 per nano game. Now, micro games to me feel like they should be $5 to $15. A nano game should be $1 to $5 in my book. Now, maybe they're gonna do custom dice, because I feel like in these simulators it's normal looking dice. I feel like you got to bring some custom dice at that price. Just 9 wooden dice. This is not, to me, it's not $20. And everything's expensive right now. I get that. But then we're looking at shipping and stuff. It's just, you can't, 9 cards, 9 wooden cubes, and 9 dice. This is all psychological to me. I love the concept. I think these look fantastic, and I want to play them all. I don't want to spend $60 to get all 3. Plus 10 pounds. Just $12 to $15. So, yeah, so 60, $75 for 3 nano games doesn't feel right. It doesn't sound right. It looks great though. And maybe I should just get one. I don't know. They're funded. This is awesome. I wish them the best of luck. They're going to keep going. I think they'll probably double that amount. I think this will end probably around $50,000. I definitely want to keep my eye on it, and I hope to pick up one of these in the future, but not for that price. Hopefully this will be on a discount somewhere. Just mark down 25%, bring it into a nano game expectation reality. 9 cards, 9 dice. Not having the custom dice. before I looked at this, I really thought custom dice was going to be the justification for the price. And £15, where they are locally, sounds right for a pound. But with the conversion rate, it really hurts us because it takes it over 20, like it becomes more than a $20 game. That's a lot. And so I think the conversion rate is partly to blame here, and then psychology and expectations is another thing to blame here. So, I say if money doesn't, if the exchange rate hit doesn't bother you, I think these are going to be fantastic games. I think the games are going to be really good. I think all of the problem revolves around this, the way it's being presented. I don't think they should have called it nano games. I don't think they should keep calling them nano games. 999 games, something like you can play into it another way and not hammer them. Like, look at this. Nano. I see that 5 times on the splash page before I even start doing anything. It's like drilling into my head, small game, small price, small game, small price. And I think these games are actually, look at this. I'm wrong. I'm going even more. Look, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. Oh, this one's Todd Sanders. Todd Sanders, I love his stuff. Is this him? Is he putting this out? I don't know this guy. Did he put out the detective games? Oh, he did. Pulp Invasion. Okay. I haven't played Pulp Invasion, but I have the Pulp Detective series by Todd Sanders. Love those. So, I think they were expensive, and this might be a good juxtaposition to this too, because the pulp games are kind of in small box, and I'm guessing you pay about the same as this, and but you're not calling them nano left and right. You know what I'm saying? One box of it for 12. It's like cheaper. It's even cheaper than the nano ones, and this isn't called nano. And so 1,300 people pledged a lot. So I think it's going to beat it dollar-wise. I don't think it's going to beat it backer-wise. I don't think this is going to go over 1,300 backers. But doubling this would definitely take it over the amount backed, I believe. Or was that in pounds? Let's get to the bottom of this. Okay, so this was more like $40,000 to $45,000, which I think is what the other one will get to. And it's charging a little more, so a little less backers. Looks like he might be dialed into his core audience. These look so cool. Yeah. I'm not changing my opinion. I'm not retracting anything I said just because I like the designer. That nano thing just beats me over the head. I think it was a mistake. But, I think that it's still very backable. 3 nano games, stop saying that. The 999 thing's fine. The nano thing kills me. I just can't let it go. So that's why I just rambled about it for 10 minutes. Okay, here we have Jiangnan. It's Life of Gentry. 1 to 4 worker placement. Long game time. This looks crunchy. I feel like Hadrian's Wall vibe, but like less Excel calculator stuff. Maybe it's like Hadrian's Wall light. So look at them shuffling tokens. Oh, I like how the tokens move into the cutout of the board. See, this is good. This is a good little gift to have right there. Oh, I like this. I like the slide out. Somebody get on board. Yeah, we're moving out. This looks like about what you'd expect in a box like that for a price like that. So, looks beautiful. I love the graphic design on this. It was like a paintbrush, like painting stuff. So what do we got? I really like this. Gameplay features, nice. Action planning, area control, bag building, multi-chapter scenarios. Oh, multiple chapters. I like that. Language independent. Some good reviewers. They're calling for some volunteers. Huh. It's nice when you can like try to get involved. So this one, looks like a, kind of a medium weight Euro. Medium weight Euro that can be played on your own. Jump right in on that. Monsterpocalypse. I saw this launch today and I was shocked to see that it was one player. When Monsterpocalypse first came out, I think it was like the mid 2000s, so mid to late 2000s. I played it at a couple conventions and it was kind of fun, and I liked the mech guys. I feel like there was 4 factions before where you can have the mechs, the Cthulhu guys, aliens. I feel like there was one other. But this looks pretty cool. I mean, the miniatures were big then, and so looks like they combined 2 of the factions, like the Godzillas and the mechs. But you get some buildings, which is really cool. You don't get a lot of buildings in a lot of games. And so look at 70 m as in millimeters, right? These are super cool. Oh, I think this is like where they are to the ground. And then it's on a 60 millimeter base. Okay. Man, those are huge. That's so cool. Looks like a really good entry point too. 52 dice, $50 plus like the miniatures. This looks like a really good price to get in at. So wait a second. So just a battle royale for 50. Oh, so they have a core box and then they pare it down to something like that. That's awesome. Man, I really didn't think that this would be something that I'd be able to give a lot of praise to, but wow. Is that all in the 114? No. What? $119? All of that for the $120? That seems like a lot of stuff. This was a WizKids game, right? Before. Now it's Mythic. Oh, Darkest Dungeon. I think Reichbusters is pretty popular, right? Wow, they've had a lot of backers. Looks like they've delivered a lot of games to a lot of backers. So it's probably going to be delivered, no problem. They've probably got the prices dialed in. Oh, excuse me. 3,000 backers, $371,000. It's a pretty short campaign, so this one is one to keep an eye on. It's a pretty short campaign. I'm guessing they're not doing a ton of stretch goals. with giving you all that stuff, which is kind of interesting. I feel like it's interesting to think like, oh well, we've unlocked every stretch goal for you, which is pretty cool because I always wonder about like a Cool Mini or Not. Like, let's say a Cool Mini or Not campaign pops up, and on day one it hits 5 million, which would be like a record for them, or near, or one of their biggest. Do they have? I mean, I'm sure they'll come up with stuff because that kind of money. They're like, well, we'll just come up with more stuff. Like, this is what we'll do: sketches. Somebody sketch out the next miniature. Sketch out 20 next miniatures. We're gonna give it all to them, and they can follow through on that. But it does make me wonder, because when I've backed things in the past for Cool Mini or Not, and it's reaching that $2 million or $3 million, and it's really pushing for that last stretch goal, you're like, but wait, what? I mean, I know we're getting bonus value for our money, which is nice, and the value's always there, but you're always like, well, wait, what else did you have planned? And I know some of the stuff gets folded and rolled into expansions if the game's going to continue to be produced after the campaign, but you do really wonder what they had planned and what was going, because I feel like it's cool when a game reaches all of its unlocks. Like, I think for the Too Many Bones Unbreakable, they were trying to build like a 40 card encounter deck, and they hit that, and so I think they're gonna add a little more into it, but you knew it was like, to the degree, it's like fully unlocked for what it was, which is cool. And so I feel like that's like, okay, well, man, that's a lot of value, and that's like a $20 item they're giving you for free. It feels complete, which is a nice little bow on it, especially when it's going to be over, and then you're not like, oh, we didn't hit that one stretch goal. So I feel like this just Privateer Press is involved. Wait, was Privateer Press who originally did Monsterpocalypse? Oh, you know what? It was. I don't think it was WizKids. It was originally Privateer Press. That makes more sense, because they try to do like a blind box like thing, as opposed to what they've always done with War Machine and Hordes. So yeah, I like Privateer Press. Yeah, this is cool, because it feels like the value's there. It's already fully unlocked, but that, I feel like that doesn't bring the hype, it doesn't bring the FOMO, and it doesn't get people to jump in early, because they're like, well, that'll be the retail box, and I'll get it at a retail price or discount later. Then yeah, that's the trade-off. This game is my last solo play game, and it's all in Japanese. And so you can convert some of the text, but you can't grab that text to convert. So I didn't do any text conversions. This one could be translated, but I didn't do that because there's not I want to be able to read all this other stuff. And so if you can read Japanese, this might be the coolest thing ever. And that's awesome. And I hope I showed it to you and maybe you backed it. It's not getting a lot of backers and it doesn't need a lot to fund. So I don't know what's going on with the box. I feel bad for people who want to make stuff in another language because the audience just isn't there internationally. Obviously, the Japanese crowd just isn't there to see this. And so maybe they're having a hard time getting the word out. But maybe you will be the 12th backer or whatever backer after you see this because you can read Japanese or you just think it's a cool looking game and you can somehow figure out how it's going to get to you and how much it'll be. So, yeah, there it is. Okay, now on to my honorable mentions. The first one is a documentary for Friendly Local Game Store. And I don't know if this claim is accurate. It says the world's largest game store and amazing community built over the last 40 years. So It's called Sentry Box in Calgary. This one, I don't know what the tiers are. I'm gonna remind myself to look at this one. It is. They only asked for $400 to finish making it. I mean, maybe that's because things are so cheap to make now. I'm making videos here for, I wasted some money on this, but it didn't break the bank so that I can film things. And you can get my staticky green screen. It's high budget. So maybe their $400 will go to fixing smudging. Right there. There it was. That one. Right there. This little twinkle. Maybe they'll fix that with $400. But, it's cool to see stuff like this. $3 for early access. $25 for name in the credits. You're literally a producer. So, that's cool. I'm going to follow up on this. I definitely want to watch it. I like documentaries. I like gaming. So, there that is. And then this one is more personal. So, an acquaintance of mine from the convention scene. He's local to Southern California and has worked for huge companies. I see a lot of his work for DC. I'm not sure exactly where else he's worked. He shares a lot of his DC work on his personal profile. And he's a comic artist. Drew Johnson, right here, is who I'm acquainted with through the convention scene, like Long Beach Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, WonderCon, stuff I go to around here. We've hung out a couple times, chatted, and he's a super good dude, and obviously doesn't really need my help getting the word out about this, but I definitely wanted to mention it to my little audience. Thank you for watching. It's Dune's official movie graphic novel, so that's cool. So he's part of a really cool project. Already 1,000 people, already 10 times funded, and I do love graphic novels, and this one is really cool. So, what's more single player than sitting down to read a graphic novel? And I watched the new Dune, and I liked it. I'm really excited to see more. I just, after watching it, I'm like, I want more. So I need to watch it again, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter. So that's it for this week. Those are the honorable mentions. The stuff on Kickstarter as of Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021. Stuff will probably come out tomorrow because Thursday's another popular day to launch. But that stuff I will have for next week. And I think the big one this week is definitely Skyrim. And follow the links below to see what you like. And I will see you guys next week for next week's roundup. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on when I find time. All right, thanks for watching.